What an outpouring of emotion. Cork and Kilkenny have met at this stage in the championship more often than any other pairing. 18 times in all. Cork with 7 wins, the last in 99. Kilkenny with 11 victories, the last in 92. That's against one another. In all, between home finals and replays, they've met 22 times in all. Pat O'Connor refereeing his 3rd All-Ireland final from Ahan in Limerick, and he is one of 11 Limerick men who have handled the All-Ireland hurling final. Mention of Limerick, it was Limerick who won the first McCarthy Cup. It was presented for the 1921 championship, but the game was played 2 years later because of the troubles at that stage. And we're looking around for possible switches and changes from the early stage. And I've noticed that Comerford and Diarmuid O'Sullivan are on one another. And it looks like Mulcahy has gone across to DJ. The referee waiting for the signal. And the 115th All-Ireland hurling final is underway. And straight away it's Tommy Walsh here. 65 metres out from the Cork goal, looking to give his side the lead. And he's done it! What a start! First attack, first point. There was a doubt about him, but he showed no effects of any hip injury with that beautifully hit point. Got really good purchase on it. There's the 65-metre line, and Tom Kenny, his marker, was well adrift of him. Great start. Donal Cusack pucking out towards Alan Brown, who'll come into the half-forward line time and again. Here he is to try and take those puck-outs. Inside towards Niall McCarthy, the centre half-forward. Raiding once again, sending it back towards John Gardner. Looking for the equaliser. Gardner strikes, but he struck it to the right. He's put it wide. Got the opening point in the replay against Wexford, and it hots up in the middle of the field. There he is, just having a little get-to-know-you with Paddy Mullally. Paddy, who aside from being a very fine hurler, is also an excellent golfer.
There'll be no golf out there today, Ger.
Gardner reaching up for this one-handed down into the centre. Shawnee Dowling coming across for it. Taken well here by J.J. Delaney, having a great season. That's Derek Ling, busy as ever in midfield. Covered off well there by Wayne Sherlock. Outside here towards Diarmuid O'Sullivan, inside his own 20-metre line. A long, lengthy, flamboyant kind of clearance down towards Satanto Halpine. 2 men going across to Markham. Peter Barry here with the breaking ball. Nobody able to get total control of the situation. Barry knocking it into the centre. It was Ryle, in fact, inside for McCarthy. That's Niall McCarthy. Back to Gardner once again. And he's on the ground, but the referee says it was good pressure play by Kilkenny. And in the end, it becomes a line ball. Tommy Walsh is down injured, out over the sideline. Good confrontation here. Gardner was challenged. Tommy Walsh was coming across. Gardner was down hands and knees, and Tommy Walsh despairingly went out over it. Injured himself in the process. Scorer of the only point so far, Tommy Walsh. Usually plays, by the way, as a back with UCC in the Fitzgibbon Cup. Mickey O'Connell, bad connection that time by Mickey towards Ben O'Connor. He's lost the hurley. O'Connell lobbing it ahead towards Satanto Halpine. He's got Mickey O'Connell ahead of him. Satanto trying to go through. James Ryle's after him. It's a foul, it's a free, and it's going to be a chance for Cork to draw level. And Satanto is fired up, you can see here. I expected a very big opening 15 minutes from this player. He's having a very good season, and he could cause problems for James Ryle. Joe Dean, one of those goals-a-game men in the championship so far. He shares that honour with Eddie Brennan and with Henry Shefflin as well, of course. Dean, who's Cork's leading scorer, 4 goals and 24 points for the campaign. This Cork's 5th match, Kilkenny's 4th. They're level. So a positive start by both teams. It really is a very, very colourful setting. Pressure, I would think, on Brian Cody here. All the happenings that were going on. He would love to have had Charlie Carter and Brian McAvoy as part of his panel, but they opted out, and they're not available to him. Going back hands and knees was Henry Shefflin. And the whistle sounds, it's going to be a free to Kilkenny. Niall McCarthy there from Carricktool. One of the Cork newcomers to the All-Ireland final, playing in their forward line. The challenge there on Shefflin deemed to have been unfair. In fact, I think it was Alan Brown who made the last connection. Sean Dowling dropping it in. Comerford's there. Well taken by the goalkeeper. Donald Cusack needs to settle his nerves early on in this match. Offside towards Timmy McCarthy, and he's out over the sideline. Pat Horan, linesman on the far side, very vigilant. Line ball to the Cats. Henry Shefflin, incidentally, has made a switch here as we watch that in reprise once again, and Cusack made a good clearance. Shefflin has switched with John Hoyne. Dowling with the sideline ball. Pressure on the Cork backs. Dropped away there. Nicely picked up here by Ben O'Connor. One of his feet may have been over the sideline, but not the ball. JJ Delaney is after him. Good control by O'Connor. He's had the ball in his hand, so he's got to release it now into McCarthy. Swinging it and swinging it wide. That's 2 wides now by Cork. A promising attack, but coming to naught. Worth having a look at this again here. Ben O'Connor doing a little mazy run. Appreciated he cut the ball too many times, so had to hand pass it then to McCarthy, but good pressure by the Kilkenny backs. Henry Shefflin's been marked over there by Sean O'Halpine. That's a big switch on the part of the Kilkenny mentors, I think, because O'Halpine is a central figure to the success of this Cork team.
Yeah, John, it's one that they do quite often. John Hine is very comfortable in centre forward. There's a lot of the donkey work. Like Shefflin can play him anywhere, really. He's a very good hurler. Cork will be very disappointed they didn't get that last point. That should be gone over the bar.
It didn't, and this one might. And it does. Henry Shefflin's first pointed free. And it's Kilkenny who lead. Sean O'Halpine, the left half-back, would have been expected to exert a big authority on that half-back line for Cork, but by putting Shefflin in there, I think they could negate his effectiveness and his overall influence. Martin Comerford here. Dermot O'Sullivan deemed to have pushed him in the back, and Martin Comerford illustrating exactly what happened to the referee, Pat O'Connor. Here it is again. Well, he did a bit of stumbling there. As ever, it results in a free in to Kilkenny. Early stages of the final. Beautiful afternoon. Kilkenny trying to open up a gap. And that one has gone wide. That was a big chance. He was being asked to replicate what he did just moments earlier, which was fairly routine by his standards.
Yeah, Jerry's usually very accurate from these.
Dowling under pressure. Peter Barry's there to help out on the half-back line. It's been a magnificent half-back line by Kilkenny, and they have a great sense of togetherness. Comerford, very rangy player, very selfless player, taking on Wayne Sherlock. Turning, striking, and he has scored. Usually gets just about a point a game, Martin Comerford, but he's a great leader of the attack. And he gives them so much variation. It's 3 points to 1. When Kilkenny wish to and feel the need to, they can bring him out into the half-forward line and switch him around with Henry Shefflin or anybody else. But he shows what a fine individual player he is. Good skill, great execution.
Yeah, Jerry does a lot of thankless work. They say he doesn't score much, but he's very good big game player. Last year against Brian Lohan, he had a fantastic game as well, and he started off very well here.
Another very big game player, I think, is Peter Barry, the centre half-back. Now, he might have stuttered in his form earlier on in the championship, but he's a man for the big occasion. Keep an eye on him, the number 6. Donald Cusack going left once again towards Alan Brown. They've read the tactic. Michael Kavanagh is his marker. Brown battling, settling in with Niall McCarthy here, taking it away from a group of players. Slipping, Shefflin's after him. Still McCarthy. Outside to Alan Brown, didn't have much of a chance of that, but it might come favourably for Dean. Good challenge coming in. Dean still persisting, trying to work for it. There against Peter Barry. Back it comes to Sean O'Halpine. Angling inside towards Ben O'Connor. JJ Delaney sticking to the task, but it breaks kindly for Timmy McCarthy, and his shot is wide. Useful attacks now being mounted by Cork, but they're lacking that conviction in front of goal. And he must be a bit concerned, Donald O'Grady. 3 wides and only 9.5 minutes gone. First season in charge, of course. John Hoyne trying to benefit in there against Ronan Kern, and he does well, Hoyne. Good little flick away by Cork centre-half back towards Kenny. Back once again it comes, this time to John Gardner. Swept away into the middle of the field. Timmy McCarthy there battling with Shawnee Dowling. Dowling getting the touch. Intended for Henry Shefflin. Won by Timmy McCarthy again. Peter Barry trying to smother it in the centre of the field. Shefflin trying to roll it up. Everybody pleading. And it was handled off the ground. And it's going to be a free to Cork. Well, they were really going at it here. That was a great catch. Wonderfully done by John Hoyne over the head of Ronan Curran. John Gardner, 20 years of age, was on the same under-12 team as Satanto O'Halpine all those years ago with Na Piarsaigh. And he has put this one wide. Cork are experiencing the same kind of jitters that they experienced in the drawn match against Wexford, where they had plenty of possession but missed a lot of useful chances.
Yeah, Gerard, there are good chances as such, like, as long as it doesn't drain their confidence, because every chance Kilkenny will get, they'll tap it over.
But Kilkenny have opened a 2-point lead. Sean O'Halpine stayed back, anticipated, helped out Ronan Kern. Fires it in towards Joe Dean. Hickey is there as well. Great full back play by Noel Hickey. A real master of his craft. Crowd gets behind him to Henry Shefflin. Dominant. Good play by Shefflin. Takes them all on. Indestructible. Players calling for it. Mullally one of them. Lobbed into space. Poor ball. Oh, there was a high challenge. Ronan Curran was tackled high. Referee didn't take any action. Tommy Walsh is after it for Kilkenny. Has it. Has a space, has a gap. A scoring chance, and he avails of it. He got the first point. He's got the latest. And Kilkenny, with their cuteness, their sharpness, are now leading by 4 points to 1.
Yeah,
Two shots at the target.
Terrible tackle here, Gerard. Should have been a free out. Like, there's a whip here across. Might catch it here. That should have been free for Kilkenny. But before that was a tackle across the neck. Should have been a free out. Yeah, here's centre back coming down on the ball. Now look at that there. That's definitely a free out. Should have been, should have been a free out there. Instead,
it's Kilkenny who lead by 3. Satanto O'Halpine breaking it, and Ben O'Connor couldn't quite contain it. Line ball to Kilkenny. Kilkenny playing the game at their own pace, achieving mastery.
Yeah, during the physical exchanges so far, Kilkenny are getting on top.
JJ Delaney. Beautifully caught once again by Comerford, who's causing problems to the Cork full back line. And it's going to be a free in. This time the referee has spotted the indiscretion. It's by Wayne Sherlock. This was Diarmuid O'Sullivan there, and that was a great catch taken just moments ago by Martin Comerford. And following the foul by Sherlock, his name has been noted. So he gets a little ticking. And Henry Shefflin a chance now to add to the point he got earlier on from a free.
Yeah, at the moment you're like Kilkenny are well on top, and Cork are kind of trying to do things very fast and just not settling down at all, and Kilkenny are edging further and further ahead.
The gap widens. It's going very nicely now from a Kilkenny point of view, leading by 5 points to 1. And we haven't even reached the end of the first quarter. Kilkenny were very definitely the favourites, but Brian Cody kept his charges' feet on the ground, on the floor. Reminded them about '99. Reminded of about 2001 in the semi when they lost to Galway. Michael Kavanagh getting it away. Kavanagh has some record playing under Cody. Only beaten 3 times ever in Championship Hurling, and 2 of them were All-Ireland finals. Wayne Sherlock back there, one of the stars of '99 against Kilkenny. Trying to get it away, he's lost the stick, needs support. And Cork have been run ragged at this stage in the game, just going away from them, even though it's very early. Henry Shefflin. They're just going through, then stopped in the end, despairingly by John Gardner. Gets it out, but only to Tommy Walsh. Walsh steadies himself, inch perfect, inside the right-hand post and over. He's got 3 on the clock now. 3 shots by Tommy Walsh, 3 points. Tom Kenny from Grenagh has got his problems here. Cork are going to have to tighten up their approach. Well, they've made poor starts in the past. I remember Cork making a very poor start in the Munster final against Waterford, when they were pretty wretched for the opening 35 minutes, and then came good. But Kilkenny are always capable of a really good 20-minute spell in the second half themselves. Alan Brown trying to eat into the lead, and he's put it wide. They're complaining about it. He thought it was spot on. Well, from his viewpoint, and I wasn't in line with him because I'm exactly across the opposite side of the field, but he was convinced it was in. It's still 6-1. Ronan Curran under pressure. Does well. Good control here by the bars man, one of the CIT students in the team. Ben O'Connor. Derek Ling from Urlingford. He's done really well. Back to John Hoyne, 50 metres out. This one has gone wide by Hoyne. He's a tough competitor player, John Hoyne. A bit like John Power before him in the Kilkenny team. And both of them who just loved playing for the Black and Amber. This is the point a little while ago by Tommy Walsh. Emphatically driven between the tall uprights. Good play here by Sean Dowling. He went back, read the situation, only as far as Gardner with the clearance, however. And Gardner can't punish the passing error. That is a total of 6 wides now by Cork, and as you can see, 16 minutes and 40 seconds gone. Doesn't look too good.
Yeah, Jordan needs some of these to go over, because they are getting chances, and a little bit of breeze, I'd say they have it as such. Kilkenny will be very, very happy because they are capable of tacking on scores, and if Kilkenny get a goal, Cork will be in real trouble.
I thought that little shot we had a moment ago there was the non-smoking area in Croke Park. Obviously, I'm wrong. That comes in January the 1st. Here's O'Halpine. Oh, loses the flight of the ball that time. Sun was in his eyes. Pressure once again on Cork. That's one of the difficulties the Cork players have had to contend with at the back during these opening minutes. Strong sunlight. So it's going to be Sean Dowling from O'Loughlin Gales, playing today in just his 5th championship match. Known in Kilkenny, by the way, as an Omlock hurler. I haven't heard the phrase before, but they say it's due to his unorthodox style. Nothing unorthodox about this man. Martin Comerford, direct, swinging it in and putting it over. Great point. Kilkenny are doing as they will. They are the dominant force in this match, and Cork have real problems. 7-1. Came from the line ball from the Omlock hurler inside here towards Martin Comerford, and he's leading his man, who is Diarmuid O'Sullivan, a merry dance. 2 points for Comerford from 2 shots. Referee has gone back now to have a word with goalkeeper Donal Cusack. Not quite sure what that was about. Did you understand the cause of concern?
Not really, Gerard, no, unless they're trying to change the ball.
I think it may well be that he's trying to introduce his own version of the hurling ball, his own slitter. The Cork made one, and the referee had spotted it.
They want to do something, Joe.
Timmy McCarthy trying to do something here. They need to score badly. Cork hooked well, and it's out over the end line, and it's wide. That was a wonderful hook to deny the farmer from Castle Lyons. And I think it was Noel Hickey who got him at the end. Just watch this again in reprise here. This is what Timmy McCarthy loves to do, but the other players needed supply, and it was indeed Hickey who got in the telling challenge. Great play. One farmer denying another there. Nicely done by Ronan Curran, but there's a clash there. It involved Tommy Walsh and John Gardner, and the referee has whistled in favour of Kilkenny. Kilkenny and Brother Cork are warming up their substitutes on the sideline. Not that they'll need too much warming up on a day like today, which is nice and humid. John Gardner's got a ticking for that last foul. Tommy Walsh wants a strapping round his helmet. Henry Shefflin wants another point. 2 from free so far. That's 2 out of 3. Perfectly delivered. From play, Kilkenny are the masters, and when Cork foul, they've got Henry Shefflin, who'll take a good 80% of the frees and convert them. And you wonder what Donald O'Grady can do. The earpiece there links him up with the other 4 selectors who sit in the stand and see what's going wrong. And an awful lot is going wrong right now. That was the shot by Setanto Halpine, and it's gone wide. It's an awful start by Cork. 20 minutes into it, they haven't played, they haven't been allowed to play. They've missed a number of chances as well, a total of 8 wides. Bad play in an All-Ireland final in any kind of match. Those who see that the bottle is half full and not half empty will say, well, at least Cork created that number of chances. There's Kavanagh playing in his 24th championship match. He's out over the sideline, or at least the ball was before he gathered it, I think, because the linesman has indicated it's going to be a Kilkenny ball. One of the quiet men of the Kilkenny team. You very rarely hear him say an awful lot during a game to the other defenders. Well, one of the conversation points we had earlier, Cyril, was that Cork and their selectors didn't change the team in the championship. We're at game number 5. It's the final. Same 15 starting. Will this tactic of not changing come back to haunt them?
Yeah, they're trying to let them settle out, but it really need a score.
Well, Kilkenny have been doing well on Cork's puck-out so far. That's Tommy Walsh. He's starring. Forget about the hip injury. He's taking on Gardner now. Sherlock's after him. O'Sullivan's out. Oh, he's put it wide, but there wasn't much in it. It was a great attempt by Tommy Walsh. He's flying, having his best game in the campaign so far.
Yeah, Jerry, he's really on song. Like, this is John Garner swinging at nothing. Tommy catches it, goes. He's very, very fast. Goes down here on the left wing. Watch this for the shot, Jerry. Has everyone beaten. O'Sullivan comes to maybe put off a little bit and just goes barely wide.
And a player down in need of attention is Wayne Sherlock. Cork doctor, of course, is Dr. Con Murphy. 16 All-Irelands he's been involved in with Cork in hurling and in football. It's a long, long time since Wayne Sherlock and his team have scored as the subs go back into the bench, having done the warm-up part. Not called on yet. Cork scored in the 4th minute. We're now nearly 23 minutes into it. So we've gone 90 minutes or thereabouts without a Cork score. It's been that bad. Alan Brown will just try to get his team as close as possible to Kilkenny heading into the break. No goals so far as McCarthy fires it into Joe Dean. There might be one here. Setanta's missed it. It's a 65. They get something out of it, but they should have got a goal. And Setanta's the first to realise the genuine possibilities there. He's got 2-7 so far in the campaign. Deed fed it across. Setanta was unmarked. That should have been in.
Yeah, Joe, you'd have to credit to James McGarry. Came off the goal line very, very quick. Beautiful flick here. As he hand passed across the Sazanta there, McGarry came fast. He took his eye off it. Like, McGarry came very fast and made him take his eye off.
It was the best goal chance. Another one might come here, and McGarry chests it in well. Setanto Halpine just out of luck. Another day That would have been flicked into the corner. Niall McCarthy, Cork sensing that there are chances still there before half-time to get valuable scores as Gardner strikes it, but really you just didn't feel he had any confidence in himself.
That's it, They're having the confidence. At this stage, John Gardner's gone back right wing back and Tom Kenny's gone midfield, but the confidence has been drained out of Cork. And like Kilkenny are tapping away the points to hold them 7 clear, and if Kilkenny get another chance of a goal, this game could be gone beyond recall for Cork.
That's 4 wides, by the way, by John Gardner, as you say, now marking Tommy Walsh. Ronan Curran dropping it down. All the breaking ball going Kilkenny's way. Very good at the scrappage play. Tom Kenny now sucked into the middle, up towards Alan Brown, the captain. Loses this early, claims he was being pushed. Mickey O'Connell's chasing after it. Hasn't really got into the game so far. There against Hickey. Dean on his down on the ground. Rolled up by O'Connell once again. The little flick forward. Way off the target. Sitanto Halpine can't hold on to it. She looks absolutely frustrated after the long journey from Cork. Cork with 10 wides. The half-time break can't come fast enough for them. There's still another 10 minutes to go. 7 points between the teams. Just 1 Cork point. Lots of pressure. No joy. Gardner. Good move. Going beyond McCarthy into Sitanto Halpine, taking on James Ryle. He could have the beating of him if he gets decent possession. Softly hit that time. McGarry again, good control, takes it down well, feeds it out towards JJ Delaney, and a good lengthy clearance way down the field. John Hoyne reaching for it, couldn't make it. Walsh is coming after it. Here comes Pat Mulcahy, wearing the number 3 of Cork, but playing somewhere around left corner back, and it's Michael Kavanagh out to it first. Good play by Kavanagh. Back there, DJ Carey. Great race by DJ, listen to the crowd urging him on. Belting it forward into space, and that has gone wide. 4 wides now by Kilkenny. That's the first we've seen of DJ in this match. He had gone out the field, allowed Mulcahy to come out the field, and that was the first time we saw both of them in the action. Timmy McCarthy losing it here to JJ Delaney. Great play. Wayne Sherlock couldn't hold it. It bounces out towards Ronan Curran. Ooh, couldn't come up first time, does the second. Has support. Diarmuid O'Sullivan needed a bit more room, couldn't get it. Kilkenny are just closing in, blocking down. You talk about the way Tyrone play football in Croke Park, where they give you no space. Kilkenny are doing exactly the same to Cork. It hots up. Just a few pushes and shoves. Nothing terribly serious, and the referee is in quickly. He's isolated. Well, it was Martin Comerford he was thinking about having a chat with. This is it again. That was O'Sullivan, the block down there by Tommy Walsh. And a bit of whipping and pulling. And it's Tommy Walsh in the end who's called across. And this is probably going to be the first yellow card of the match. So 27.5 minutes gone. Tommy Walsh with 3 points from 3 shots at the target and 1 yellow card.
Jerry was unlucky there because a lot of wide pull on both sides.
Well, sometimes referees treat situations like that by just picking one guy, the misfortunate one, but it could come against him later on, of course. That is the difficulty. In vacant and in pensive mood. After all of that, it's going to be Derek Ling who will take a sideline ball. Derek Ling, who's a first cousin of soccer player Michael Reddy, who's still playing with Sunderland, I think. John Gardner driving it away down towards Sitanto Halpine against Ryle. The break taken this time by Ryle. Good clearance by the young man. Down towards Henry Shefflin, turning well against Sean Halpine. And Kilkenny winning possession vitally in key areas, denying Cork. At this stage, Donald O'Cusack has been pucking the ball out time and again. So much of the play has been coming down towards the Hill 16 area. Again, the puck out towards Alan Brown. Kavanagh's keeping an eye on him, so the others are nipping in, and it's Timmy McCarthy releasing it here. Nice play by Tom Kenny. Kenny looking to score inside to a Halpine. Players coming in support. Alan Brown is one of them, and great support play again at the back there for Kilkenny, and they get it away. Magnificent play. Whenever there's a hint of danger, they're back and they're helping one another out, and it's working time and again. Henry Shefflin here. Henry against 3 Cork men, which will leave a gap, but he couldn't spot the gap, couldn't get it through. And that in the end is Mickey O'Connell driving himself into a couple of Kilkenny players, winning the free. Derek Ling is number 18 from the Emeralds Club. This is O'Connell here. Knew what he was about, and Ling came in. Didn't need to foul like that, but did so. And he's given John Gardner a chance of a second Cork point. 25, nearly 26 minutes since the last one. Looking for a goal, I think, instead. Getting nothing of it. And Kilkenny once again solid at the back. Well, there was a point chance for the taking for John Gardner, but he was lobbing it in around the house, looking for something bigger than that. Mulcahy sweeping it forward. Timmy McCarthy's got in to join the attack. Here's Alan Brown. Cork looking for a goal, and the referee has blown the whistle. Satanto Halpine has it, but it wouldn't have counted in any case. It's a free from 20 metres out, and it's a chance for Cork, who are absolutely outplayed in so many phases of the game, to get within 6 points of the champions.
Jerry, even though they're outplayed, they have plenty of chances of scoring. Isn't that the chance they're coming, and they're kind of going for goals instead of taking the points as such? They're being outplayed, but there's plenty of chances. If they tap over the points, they're still in the game.
So Dean looking for his second point. The first was from a free, and the second is from a free. It's some commentary on Cork's first half performance. 31 minutes are played. It's 8 points to 2, and the only scores that Cork can come up with are from 2 frees. McGarry's puck out. Dowling. Good variation on the puck outs by McGarry, going long and then going short, and everybody anticipating that it might come their way. Eagerly taken up here by Niall McCarthy, and he's won himself a free. Really fired up. And I'm sure the Cork mentors are probably going to be saying to their team very shortly, look, forget the first half. Mistakes were made in front of goal in particular. We allowed them too much latitude. But now they're probably saying you can still win it. And Kilkenny will have that inner belief as well that comes with being champions. Could make for a very, very good second half. Dean inside the 65-metre line. He's misdirected it. Just not happening. Well, in terms of scoring chances, Cork have actually created more scoring chances in the first half so far than Brian Cody's team. Cork have created 17 scoring chances. Kilkenny scored just 14. So plenty of chances. The conversion rate is very, very bad. DJ Carey hoping to lead Kilkenny to another McCarthy Cup success. He's won a free. This to put a bit more daylight now between the teams as they head towards the break. We haven't seen the signal from the fourth official just yet as to how many extra minutes will be played. It's going to be 1. Shefflin right in front of goal. Should be another. And it is. The game's leading scorer, Henry Shefflin, his 4 points all coming from frees, and it's 9 points to 2. Kavanagh was swinging at it, needed Sean Dowling. He's having a great game and a great season as well. Nicely controlled here. Tommy Walsh having discarded the red helmet, but this time he misses his chance. Fluffed the opportunity. He's gone into top of the right, being marked by Pat Mulcahy. And DJ Carey has moved out to left half forward. Timmy McCarthy now steadying himself. Didn't get very decent power on the shot. Still runs in, calls the moment of concern for the backs in there. Everybody's after it. Joe Dean's after it, but the back standing firm. And in the end, they win the free out. Frustration for Joe Dean, but they really are up against it. A very committed and resolute Kilkenny defence this afternoon. This is it again. The chance was there just for a moment, but you could see James Ryle spreading his body back there. JJ Delaney coming in, the number 7, and one in the end with Noel Hickey ready to take it away. He's had a great match, Hickey. And the referee decides that the ball that was thrown in there wasn't the correct one. So the hoppity, rubbery type of ball is the one they favour. That's the one back in action. It's pretty lively. And Kilkenny have been making best use of it, leading by 7. Almost into the 1 minute of injury time at the end of the first half. Walsh playing it through, intended for Hoyne. Seized on instead by Wayne Sherlock. There for Sean O'Halpine. May look for his brother Setanta. Runs on beyond him. And that's good play again by Noel Hickey in front of an attendance of 79,383. Just about capacity. Here's Tom Kenny again, now in an attacking role, in for Timmy McCarthy. They need a score, Cork, and Timmy McCarthy is he going to provide it? The umpires are having a long chat about it. The referee has put his arm up and says to the umpires, if you can't decide it, and I can, and they finally wave the white flag.
Hard to believe, Ger, that both umpires didn't even make a move.
9 points to 3. Not quite sure what the umpires were doing here. It's not siesta time just yet. There's still a few seconds left. McCarthy swung it, and the umpires couldn't make up their mind. It was a perfect point. 6 between them. Wayne Sherlock trying to urge on the others around him. He's up against DJ Carey, one of the greats of the game, the greatest modern day hurler that I've seen play this sport. DJ and John Gardner there just having a couple of angry words. Nothing too much, and the referee perfectly in control. We've already played the 1 minute of additional time, but it's now very much at the referee's discretion. No sliotar, so we're waiting for the right ball. And finally the match can restart. John Gardner. Ryle contesting there with Setanta O'Halpine, and the referee's whistle brings to an end the opening 36, nearly 37 minutes of the 115th All-Ireland Hurling Final. Kilkenny have been more economical, they've dominated in key exchanges, and they have a lead at half-time of just 6 points. Might not be enough for a Cork team who really didn't get going with the same fluency that they normally possess, and they trail by 9 points to 3. I think that's exactly what Donal O'Grady has been doing, telling the players, this is it, this is your opportunity, I can't win it for you. Because he had one little word there with Alan Brown after he finished his meander around the length of the field before the team came back out. And now it's down to the two teams, two sets of players to determine who wins this year's McCarthy Cup. Only 6 between them after what was a very, very bad first half. That's John Hoyne. Good ball in. Asking a few questions of the Cork backs. Wayne Sherlock was fouled, and it's going to be a free out. That's the first time I've seen Eddie Brennan in the action, incidentally. You heard Ger Loughnane asking the question as he touched the ball. I don't think so. Just committed the foul there. Free to Cork. So Diarmuid O'Sullivan to launch this one. Just inside his own 45-metre line. Big one in towards Alan Brown. And again, it's Noel Hickey. What a match he's playing. Outstanding. John Gardner. JJ Delaney dropping it forward here. Comerford is beaten to it by O'Sullivan, comes back out into the middle. Again, Kilkenny raid. John Hoyne's shot partly blocked down. Sherlock put under pressure. And Comerford swings, punches the air with delight because he knows it's on target. He's got a third. 3 shots, 3 points. And it's 10 points to 3. Cork were hoping to make the better start, but the dominant team, the beginning of the second 35 minutes, once again, the champions, the Cats from Kilkenny. Tom Kenny outside towards Sean O'Halpine. Over towards Ben O'Connor, who's had a very quiet match. That's because of the influence of J.J. Delaney. Paddy Mullally trying to hold it, leaving it there for Tommy Walsh, who's been reacquainted with his red helmet, surrounded by Cork men, and there's a knock in the face there of Mickey O'Connell. He's down, will need attention. Play continues. It's John Gardner out here to Niall McCarthy. Sells the dummy well there. And that will lift the crowd. McCarthy has put it over the bar. They go point for point at the start of the second half. And once again, there are 6 between the teams. After we saw the injury there to Mickey O'Connell, it was Niall McCarthy who continued on his way, having got the pass from Gardner, and that was a great strike. And there's going to have to be a blood substitution now for Mickey O'Connell. And the man who's going to come on will be Jerry O'Connor, who could very well have been in a contention for a starting 15 place. That's Niall McCarthy, leaving it here for Tom Kenny. Cork suddenly lifting the tempo of the game inside to Setanto O'Halpine against Ryle. Dean is calling for it, doesn't come to it, spills loose, and the referee blows the whistle just as Michael Kavanagh was clearing it out. It's a free in, and once again Setanto, the tall man, 6'5", is fired up. O'Grady's done his business at half-time, telling the players exactly what's demanded of them. This was Setanto O'Halpine against James Ryle, and Ryle was having to foul. Down went the tall number 13. Cork at the free in. Dean will be the taker. This should be an easy one for him. There are fights between the teams. Joe Dean has pointed a third from the 20-metre line. 10-5. That's 3 pointed frees from 4 in all. And the Cork fans now begin to feel the journey wasn't all in vain. James McGarry. Kilkenny will have been certain that Cork will ask questions during the second half. McCarthy down to the other McCarthy, Niall McCarthy. Alan Brown nipping in here, the Cork captain. Across towards Setanto O'Halpine, and Ryan committed himself and leaves the gap. And Setanto's bearing down on goal, and he has put it over the bar when he might have gone for a 3-point score, but they don't count. It's his first of the day. The fans are fired up, the players are fired up, and James McGarry is trying to remain as nonplussed as possible, and I think he's claiming that that might well have been outside.
Jared Umper has waved the ball wide, so it's going to be, it won't be a point, it's a wide.
So it doesn't count. So just to check, it's 10 points to 6 in one place and 10 points to 5 in the other. It's 10 points to 5, we have it confirmed. One of the scoreboards is wrong. It's now been amended. Still 5 between them. Cancel out Setanto's point that wasn't. Gardner going forward. This is Jerry O'Connor, too much pace in the pass, line ball to Kilkenny. This is a bit more like it from both teams. And Mickey O'Connell ready to come back into the action again. Or is he going to do so? No, he's not. Well, that'll disappoint one of his biggest fans down in Middleton, who's Aileen Ahern, over in Boston watching it today. Donald O'Grady, very single-minded, as you clearly have to be at this level of competition. Nicely rolled up here. Kilkenny trying to take command of it again. John Hoyne. Swept across here by Tommy Walsh towards DJ Carey, who's back there towards top of the right and collides there with Pat Mulcahy, and the referee has blown his whistle. Free, the foul by DJ. Now the greater noise has been made by the supporters of the red and white, the Munster champions. DJ leading the Leinster champions. And down injured is John Gardner, I can tell you, out of picture. He was in the wars a little while ago. And the fans now trying to get behind the team. But just a mention of John Gardner, I think it should be said that he's done a very good job since going back to right half back, because there was a real threat and a real menace there as long as Tommy Walsh was getting decent ball and good latitude.
That's right, Charlie. They've put out Tom Kenny midfield, and Garner would probably prefer to be wing at the half-back rather than midfield. But it's a good period for Cork at the moment. They're more or less come back into the game, but they still want to tack on the scores.
It's 10 points to 5. So Jerry O'Connor is on. No longer just a blood substitution. That's down towards Joe Dean. Bounces away off Noel Hickey. Kilkenny in some difficulty, and it's a penalty! Satanto was grounded. Pat O'Connor makes the decision. Or is it? No, it's not. Well, he indicated by waving his arms out wide that it was going to be a penalty. He's changed it. Baffling. Comes back to Jerry O'Connor, and that has gone wide. There was the Satanto wide, there was the penalty that wasn't, and there's another wide here. What do you make of that?
Yeah, Jerry, I have to say at the moment that Cork aren't getting the breaks as such. Everyone thought there was a penalty there. Now, it's very hard to see from here, and Satanto's point as well, but Kilkenny are hanging in. It's a bad period for them, but like Cork would want to get their scores there, because if they don't, Kilkenny will tack on a few more.
If we see that again later on, I'm quite convinced the referee went down, blew his whistle, waved his arms wide, signalling a penalty. Doesn't count anyway. Derek Ling under pressure. Good play away by JJ Delaney. And Diarmuid O'Sullivan loses the stick, but he's a footballer, come a hurler, and takes them all on. But it's a day when you just need to remain calm and disciplined. And Pat Mulcahy there just tapping him in the front and saying, easy does it. And Martin Comerford going in for a ruling as well, but it was a dragging down of this man here, Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Pats on the back for him, free to Cork. It's still 10-5. Here he is without the Hurley, and then running in to Eddie Brennan initially, and then Comerford. O'Sullivan's long free to Jimmy McCarthy, breaks it down, swept away by JJ Delaney, doing an awful lot of tidying at left half back. DJ Carey out 65 metres from the Cork goal, trying to set something up. Nobody inside really, goes for it himself, and he's put it wide. That's 2 shots on the target by DJ during the match, and they've both gone to the right of the posts. Kilkenny are about to make a change, and Tommy Walsh is going to go off, and it'll be Conor Phelan who'll come on. So Conor Phelan, who's got great skill, great ability, a young player, replacing another young player. Each side having made a substitution. Here's Satanto Halpine, legs taken from under him this time, and it's going to be a free in. JJ Delaney committing the foul, free from about 25 metres out.
Yeah, Jerry, he's the one player, he's the one Cork player that has the Kilkenny backline rattled, if it's possible to rattle them at all, because they are very, very composed. But he's creating a lot of trouble, and they're fouling him.
I know they're trying to target him as much as possible, but the difficulty is getting the passes to him on target on account of the fact that the players in midfield trying to play those long balls in are themselves under pressure. You get nothing easily against Kilkenny. Dean to strike. Should be another one. He's got 3 for the day so far. Cork eat into the Kilkenny lead. The margin is down to 4 points. By no means a classic, but very competitive at this stage of the contest. Will it be Donal O'Grady's crown? Cork's 29th or Kilkenny's 28th. All to be determined in the next half an hour or so. Good play here. That's a fine effort by Derek Ling. Great point by Ling. Raises the white flag, and that's wonderful play when you can see a midfielder coming in, taking the responsibility and snapping it over, blowing into Kilkenny into a 5-point advantage again. Here he is coming out of midfield, nobody able to get in a decent tackle on him, and a good shot. And that's Kilkenny's first score now in 10 minutes of the match. Peter Barry up here towards Henry Shefflin. Plenty of time to compose himself, lobbing it in towards Conor Phelan. Great catch by Dermot O'Sullivan. Mighty play. Out towards Jerry O'Connor, the new man in, slipping. Not quite wearing the studs he should be wearing, perhaps. Ronan Curran way down. Peter Barry's under it, calling for it, lets it drop. Still gets it the second time, all in after it. And he emerges with it and gets a high challenge. Releases it outside towards Niall McCarthy. McCarthy working beaverishly. Back there as well, Jerry O'Connor and John Gardner, who got the last touch. They decided it was a Kilkenny player. Line ball to Cork. This is the catch again down at the other end. Conor Phelan powerless to deny the towering Dermot O'Sullivan. And that has gone wide at the other end as we were watching the play at one side of the field in reprise. It's tense. Very warm evening as well at Croke Park. McGarry now with the sun into his eyes. Kilkenny trying to win their own puck out. Comerford going across to right half forward. It breaks loose to Sean Dowling. Back to Comerford. Kilkenny trying to establish control of the game once again. Conor Phelan trying to make an impact, and he also slides and slips. So it's interesting, the two subs have just come in, and the first thing they do is fall around the place here. And it's one of the difficulties with the surface here at Croke Park nowadays.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Ger. It's very, very hard to hold your feet here. If you're travelling to the ball at all, just do a quick little shimmy and you're gone.
There's a kind of a hollow underneath. It's not got the same give, the ball, when it bounces, as it does, say, in Thurles. Alan Brown against Kavanagh. Runs on beyond both of them to Timmy McCarthy, turning around past Dowling. And that's going well to the right. Idea was good. Execution not quite matching up to the approach. And that is a total now of 15 wides by Cork. Sean O'Leary there, one of the great corner forwards of the 1970s and 80s. One man you could always depend upon to get a goal. How they could do with one now. But still 5 points between them. Kilkenny only tagging on 2 points for the second half so far. So being contained by Cork as Wayne Sherlock gets it away down towards Satanto O'Halpine, beating Ryle to it. He's off again, O'Halpine. Satanto with a hand pass to Joe Dean. The goal of game man is content with the point. 5 points for Joe Dean, the first to come from play. And a great run again made by Satanto O'Halpine. And it's 11 points to 7, only 4 in it. Approaching 15 minutes gone in the second half. What about that for a block by Wayne Sherlock to set it all up? And when he did set it up, this is what happened. Satanto was on his way. He has the beating of Ryle the whole time. And the selfless release resulted in the score at the other end. It's Martin Comerford trying to go through, still in there, needing a bit of support. Breaks back loose. Again, they try to get it up. Outside towards Paddy Mullally. He rushed his shot. The man who has been captain of the Kilkenny football team. Yep, they have one too. And these Cork fans delighted with that wide, almost as good as a point at the other end, I'm sure they feel. And they recognise themselves on the screen. More time for consultation. Alan Brown couldn't take it. Great work indeed by Sean Dowling. Kept his eye on it, never deviated in any way. Wayne Sherlock released out to Dermot O'Sullivan. The Rock, they call him, down towards Joe Dean. Couldn't control it first time. Needed Alan Brown. Satanta's coming in to help out. Satanta has it. Into space. Ben O'Connor on his way. Good shoulder. Played in towards Dean. Kilkenny man there. And it's once again the fullback, Noel Hickey. And Hickey in a little difficulty here, but still has the presence of mind to pick up and release. Batted down by Jerry O'Connor. The twins, of course, in the half-forward line for Cork. Ben and Jerry. This is the other member of the half-forward line, Niall McCarthy. Back out towards Ben. Nice little dodge. Angling the shot. Perfectly dispatched. Ben O'Connor, the scorer of his first point in this All-Ireland final. And Cork fans still believe that it's possible. Only 3 points in it. Ben O'Connor, who went into this match with a little injury to the back of his neck. He's got a point there. He has some stitches at the back of his neck following an injury, but he's made it 11 points to 8. Met first time by John Gardner. Now Cork are putting it up to Kilkenny, and the questions are being asked of the champions. Donal O'Cusack. Wayne Sherlock, part of a defence that had conceded 8 goals in the previous 3 matches. Broken down by Dean, inside to Alan Brown. Runs away loose, and this time it's taken away nicely by Michael Kavanagh, the ice-cool man. Getting it forward to Henry Shefflin, has enough room, angling the shot in. He's put in wide. It would have been a great point by Shefflin. That is now 10 wides by Kilkenny. The Cats were enjoying a fair bit of supremacy in the first half. You can see Hurley's flying out there that time. My goodness, that was from one of the mentors.
What happened there, Ger? There was a cornerback lost his hurl, and the mentor was very fast, flicked it out very quick to him. He's in there to do that, Ger.
James Ryle not standing his ground, and once again it's Satanta Halpine, and he scores!
Santa Claus has delivered, Ger. He's threatening all day.
18 minutes into the second half. Satanta Halpine with his 3rd goal in the championship. His first score of the day here. Denied a point earlier on because it was wide, but this time no question or doubt about it. James Ryle rattled, his composure gone, the persistence and the athleticism of Satanta in evidence, and he fires it in, and he's put the teams level for the 2nd time. Oh yes, this man believes it's possible. It's possible for Kilkenny as well. 1-8 for Cork, 11 points for the champions. Now we're in for a fine last 15 or 16 minutes of action. Niall McCarthy going for the point here, opening up the broad shoulders, striking it, but yes, he's put it inside. His 2nd point. And now Cork fans are enjoying this period of supremacy. It's the first time that Cork have led in the All-Ireland final. One of the umpires wasn't 100% sure, but the man on the left was, and he waved the white flag eventually. Cork in front in points, 12-11. Shefflin coming to try and level it. He's missed. Approaching 20 minutes gone in the second half, 15 to play. Now who's your money on?
George, been a great second half, especially for Cork, but the game has really lifted. The first half, Kilkenny were so much on top, and Cork missed. It was a kind of a dull game. It's lifted now. The Kilkenny are good champions there. It's going to take a great team to beat them.
I'll tell you what, if you're watching this on video later on, just wind through the opening 35 minutes. Forget it. It was forgettable stuff. Brown breaking it down. Here's Timmy McCarthy without the stick. Into space, Satanta. The rangy player can't hold it this time. Taken up well by the Kilkenny backs. Peter Barry was there, Michael Kavanagh. Kavanagh tidy, but 2 men after him, and the ball is still in play. Joe Dean back towards Brown without the Hurley. Back to Timmy McCarthy, fancying his chances. Inside towards McCarthy, having to reach backwards. They've got a man over in Jerry O'Connor if they need him. He's got the scoring opportunity, and he has fired it well. But it's come back down off the post. Real let off for the Cats. And now all of a sudden big questions have been asked by Brian Cody. Is he to experience defeat at the hands of Cork for the second time? Pressure on the backs of Kilkenny. McGarry copes well. In '99, remember, in the rain, Kilkenny were hot favourites. Cork won by a point. They're leading at this stage by a point. Ben O'Connor coming through. Referee says play on, good defensive work, and Kilkenny steal it back. And once again it's Noel Hickey, always at the centre of the action. JJ Delaney to help him out, but a bad clearance. Comes out to Niall McCarthy, has time, and that is a very poor miss by McCarthy. He has to appreciate how much space he had. He could have delayed an extra second if he needed it.
He could, yeah, but it's a mile a minute at the second. Everything is going. Most people thought it was a free out. Comes out from here. He should have scored this. Has scored the harder ones and just flicks it wide.
Well, he got two earlier on. And Brian Cody's team facing a bit of a crisis of their own. Remember, Cork only got 2 points for a long portion of the first half. They were on one for a mighty long time. And now Kilkenny with only 2 points in the second half. 22 minutes into it. John Hoyne bottled up by Sean O'Halpine. All the family are here. And that's going to be a free down. That time Ronan Curran doing his work well. What can Brian Cody now do? The manager leading the side along with the experienced Johnny Walsh and Noel Skehan.
Ger, who'd want to be a manager?
Well, you did at one stage.
Got out before he got a heart attack. It's a tough pressure job down there.
I'd want to be a spectator, it's more like it, I think. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Cork leading by 1. The outsiders available at very good odds at the start of play. Brown inside to Dean. He has support and Timmy McCarthy's in for it and he lets it drop down and Peter Barry is in swiftly and he knocks it away out towards Derek Ling, trying to hurl it out of the centre. Henry Shefflin's available to help out. The hand pass out into the centre. They have support coming forward. It's James Ryle. Up towards Comerford, batted away by O'Sullivan, but it didn't go too far. Comerford has it again, looks at the target, goes for the shot himself, and that is over the bar. That's one that Kilkenny needed, and Martin Comerford has struck over a 4th point, and this fan is saying, yes, we can still do it. Great scoring chances at both ends. From the reverse angle, this is what confronted Comerford, and he met the challenge well. It's turning into a great final. O'Halpine beaten this time. Good play at the back there. Hickey inevitably doing the covering. That's Tom Kenny.
At this stage, Kilkenny reacted. But JJ Delaney gone back in on Satanta and James Ryan has gone wing back.
Oh, Satanta's gone down. JJ Delaney was having a nudge or two at him. I saw Noel Hickey coming in after him, but I didn't see Hickey making any contact. We might see it in reprise. And surely the umpires who were right alongside it saw everything. Is the referee going to speak to them? Well, he's going in now. The two people involved in that with Satanta were JJ Delaney and possibly Noel Hickey. But I thought Hickey was the last to arrive on the scene.
There's only a bit of pushing, the usual pushing and shoving. I don't think the referee just say cool it down a small bit, guys. But it's hard to cool it down in All-Ireland final.
Sure is. Well, he's content with a little lecture. The umpires clearly told him not much went on. It's going to be a free in.
Interesting here now, Jared. John Garner has missed all these frees in the first half. The question is, will he go for this one?
He's composing himself. Plenty of height, good distance, but the accuracy isn't there. No points from 8 shots at the target. That's a bad return by John Gardner when it comes to scoring, but as a half-back he's done really well. Andy Comerford is about to be introduced into the action, and Richie Mullally, there's Andy, number 21, last year's captain. He's ready for the fray. Richie Mullally back from a broken bone in his leg, been going really well in training. He's going to come in. So now the players coming off. It looks like James Ryle is one of them. Didn't have a good day, and Paddy Mullally. So it's one Mullally for another. 26 minutes are gone. Time for the substitute now, Richie Mullally, to have a grand entrance. He's still in there bustling away. Andy Comerford waiting for the break to come his way, didn't do so. Derek Ling has it, spoons it outside to Henry Shefflin. Kilkenny needing scores. That's great play by Shefflin, breaking the hearts of the Cork backs once again. 5 points for Shefflin. And this lady still has hope, and so have they, that the McCarthy Cup will be going back by the Nor. Good play by Shefflin.
Yeah, Jerry, shows you how strong Derek can be on Mullally and Danny Comfort. These guys are very experienced.
Kilkenny now 13 points to 112, leading by 1. Sean Dowling, that's touchdown there. Good play, nicely away. Mulcahy setting up this attack for Joe Dean. It's good, but it drops short. That's one of the things I noticed about the new Croke Park. A number of the players, like Joe Dean, sometimes have difficulty measuring the distance accurately. It's a bit farther out than they've been used to. And this is a far-out free. And Henry Shefflin has fired up. He's given Kilkenny the lead. And there are about 7.5 minutes of the final still to go. Incidentally, this is going to be the first Kilkenny free of the second half. It's an amazing statistic, but true.
Yeah, Jerry's
DJ Carey yet to score, but he's come back out to take this one.
Long way out, but you can't, like, this guy is great under pressure.
Remember the 365s he got against Tipperary? Converted each and every one of them. This is on his own 65-metre line. So about 85 metres from the goal, and he's put it to the left, and the captain has put it wide. They still live on their nerves. Kilkenny the favourites of the champions, leading by 1, 13 points to 1-9. The coaches bark out the instructions and hope that they get a response from their players. It's tense. Donald O'Cusack pucking it out. Where's the next score to come from? Alan Brown's out around the 40. Andy Comerford coming into the equation here. And that diagonal shot has gone out over the sideline. Line ball to Cork. Bad use of possession by Comerford. A bit rusty, I think. It means that Cork now can go back into the attack. Every play from here on in is bound to be crucial. Hope it's a good match wherever you're listening to it. Jerry O'Connor lets it bounce off his legs, comes back towards Niall McCarthy. Into space here. Nicely taken up here. Once again by Ben O'Connor, going by. Oh, anticipating that Dean had gone to his left. He hadn't. And instead back there is Richie Mullally, who had such a wonderful National League way back in the spring as a wing-back. Good ball inside, intended for Conor Phelan. Runs on to Henry Shefflin. Kilkenny have a man over. It's Martin Comerford. He balances it, he strikes, and he scores! It could be the crucial goal of the game. Minutes into the second half, and the Cork defence was in a dither, and the disarray was punished in emphatic style by Martin Comerford. His shot striking the ground and bouncing in beyond Cusack. Doesn't get too many goals. It's his first of this year's campaign. At the other end, Jerry O'Connor has come in and he's pointed. A swift return by the Cork man. This is the goal again here, and it came from that pass inside to Martin Comerford. The defence at sea, the ball an awkward one to stop as it bounced in front of the keeper. It's some return by Martin Comerford, the big, tall, brave number 14 of Kilkenny. 5 scores this afternoon from 5 shots. And now the turn of Cork to make a change as Ben O'Connor goes off. And coming in is Shawty McGrath, the man who got 3 points in the second half in '99 against today's opposition. There are 3 between them. Kilkenny lead at a crucial stage in the match. John Gardner lets it bounce off his legs, follows it up himself, needs Niall McCarthy's intervention. Henry Shefflin's back there as well, but it's still McCarthy. No stick, go for the boot. He does, inside to Brown. 45 metres out, Cork come looking for another score with Tom Kenny. They need a point. Good little block that time by Dowling. Beautiful work indeed by Sean Dowling, and Andy Comerford is there to help out. And in the end, the clearance is by Michael Kavanagh. Everybody looking at the flight of the ball, following its direction. Runs unkindly for a couple of the Cork backs, but Cahy's under some trouble. Big pressure here as DJ has it. Brennan is to his left. DJ holds it up, uses up a second or two. Can't get it to a colleague, however, and it's Pat Mulcahy who tries to get it away from danger. It's stuck on the 30-metre line, and the referee will throw it in. 3 between them still. 3 minutes of playing time to go in this year's Guinness All-Ireland Hurling Final. Great pressure play from both teams. Some great individual performances. And still it's all to be done and all to be won. Kenny way down. Great play by the fullback. Once again it's Noel Hickey. He's had a wonderful game. He'll hardly play a better game in the Kilkenny colours. Diarmuid O'Sullivan back at the other end. Alan Brown trying to nurse it to himself. Andy Comerford, the old war horse, is in there. 3 against 1. Cork there in numbers. Coming in is Kenny, then McCarthy. That's Timmy McCarthy. Stopped, this time by Peter Barry. Flashes the forward. Intended to link up with a colleague, but instead it's Niall McCarthy coming through. It's Cork who are behind by 3 points. Late in the game. Inside towards Jerry O'Connor. Stopped by JJ Delaney. Breaks it out, and there's a foul on Delaney, and it's going to be a free to Kilkenny. It'll take a bit of pressure off their beleaguered defence, and Niall McCarthy just getting involved. Kilkenny with a couple of players down, as you can see. Have Kilkenny seized the initiative at a vital stage in the game after Cork asked them all kinds of serious questions. This is the attack there a little while ago, and the great play of JJ Delaney.
Yeah, Niall McCarthy here will be looking to stay on, but because he had a frontal charge, he also used the stick afterwards. He'd be lucky that he doesn't survive, go get a red card.
The referee is giving him the lecture. Is that an indication he's allowing him to stay?
Noel Hickey is having a fantastic game.
It is.
So is Martin Comfort, 1-4 again from play. This guy's a big game player every year.
Cork have created far more chances in this match than Kilkenny. 35 chances to 26. It emphasises how they've turned it around. Their scoring rate's been poor, and he will be very, very annoyed with the way things have panned out. But it could still be Cork's day. He'll still believe it's possible, but time is against him. And Brian Cody will appreciate, I'm sure at this stage, that only a Cork goal can seriously affect them. As Eddie Brennan goes off and Jimmy Coogan comes on, Eddie had a very, very poor match. Just didn't work for him. For a player who was heading for the accolade of Player of the Year, he heads for the dugout. 2 extra minutes to be played. So about 2.5 minutes to settle this. Kilkenny will need another point. Cork will need a goal. There hasn't been a replay for 44 years in the hurling final. Pressure on the Kilkenny backs. Kavanagh just bats it down. Shawnee McGrath would settle for a point here. It's close, but not quite close enough. O'Halpine, and that has gone wide. So 2 minutes to be added. 1:13 to 1:10. Are Kilkenny about to level in the league table the tally with Cork, 28th time champions each. James McGarry playing in his 18th championship match. Possession vital for Kilkenny here, and they have it. Once again they go forward with great purpose and determination. It's Conor Phelan, the sub, who's grounded, but comes up with possession crucially. Kilkenny have the mettle. They've done it before and they're doing it again, and it's Shefflin who points, his 6th. It's a great finish by Kilkenny. They wobbled for a long period of the second half as Cork rocked them with score after score. But Kilkenny have found their style and their rhythm again. And Shefflin, ever the hero. At the other end, Shorty McGrath has chipped in with a point. It's a late one. It means the gap has been narrowed once again to 3 points. But it's only Cork's second score, just doing the tallies here, in the last 15 minutes. Not quite good enough. The players themselves will realise. So a few more seconds to play as Sean Dowling knocks it forward and Kilkenny have it again. And the goal hero, Comerford this time drops it short. Donlow Cusack, this is it. Cork have got to get a goal here, but they've also got to tag on a point. And I don't think it's within their possibility range at this stage. Satanto Halpine looking for the goal and then looking for some hope. He's got a free in, but there can't be much left in it. The referee has played 2 minutes of additional time. The shot is by Jerry O'Connor, and that has got to be taken again. A little bit too hasty. Well, there can't be much time now, and the referee, I think, just signalling to the Cork players this is just about it. Dermot O'Sullivan is running forward to Joe Dean. Here he is into the equation, trying to steamwork roll his way through. Stopped by Peter Barry. Kilkenny with possession, and Kilkenny with the title. The champions have retained the McCarthy Cup. They had a battle on their hands in the second half, but they met the challenge head on. They had stars around the field. Wonderful defensive displays by the likes of Noel Hickey, JJ Delaney, Sean Dowling and Michael Kavanagh. And Martin Comerford with a goal 5 minutes from the end turned the match around in Kilkenny's direction when it was just on a seesaw. And the fans will go home, I think, certainly from a Kilkenny point of view, thrilled and delighted to have retained their trophy. Cork fans will be very disappointed, but I'm sure will appreciate that they had a good season, beaten in the end by a goal and 14 points to a goal and 11. Big cheer for DJ winning his 5th All-Ireland medal today. Kilkenny the champions for the 28th time. Worthy winners, worthy champions.